And here we are back with this Marshall TSL JCM2000 TSL122, which is the combo version of the TSL100. This is the one with that nasty conductive board. You can see that in the previous video linked below. I've never understood why people say, hey, check out this video, and they have a link up at the top, because then you click on it and you don't finish the first video. But there's a link in the description to the previous state. So we've got a new board in here, new electrolytic caps on the output jack board, the problems with the output jack, and all the various jack connections I showed in that first video have all been addressed. The amp is back together. We're waiting one new 12AX7 for it to be complete. It had a very microphonic phase inverter, so a temporary tube is in place. And sadly, the old Ruby branded EL34s, which were not actually that old, the owner had bought them not long ago, but the amp killed them. One of them was really most sincerely dead, and the other three no longer matched each other in any kind of way. So a new quad could not be made of those. Anyways, got a new quad of JJ EL34s, chosen for longevity. And the bias is a fairly reasonable 53% idle dissipation. I'm just going to show you the three channels. Now, the clean channel on this amp has a little bit of a hum in it. That's normal for these amps. Fixing it would require a massive redesign. It's really not an ideal circuit. And, you know, what any amp designer would say is, well, don't have all this wire going everywhere. Unshielded wire going everywhere, that's just a recipe for noise. And indeed, that's what you get. But that buzz or hum you may hear in the background is not present on the dirty channels, which is where people mostly use these. So let's go through the clean channel briefly. Pretty nice. Let's try the boost. Not my favorite. The scratchiness you hear is a dirty guitar pot rather than a problem in the amp. It's actually not a dirty guitar volume pot. This is the guitar I use for testing problematic amps, and it has just gotten a lot of blasts of DC over the last 6 months. I have to change the volume pot out in this guitar every 6 months or so. This is the one I feed to the masses, so to speak, if I suspect there's going to be leaking DC. And once I'm sure the amp is fine, I use one of the other guitars. I should probably start using the Telly for that, because it's a lot easier to change a volume pot in a Telly than a Strat. But hindsight. Here's the lower output setting. Does a pretty good job. Certainly makes it nicer to use at home. The output mute works fine. The deep switch works fine as well. So that's the clean channel. I don't have the reverb tank hooked up right now, but I have confirmed it is working. So that's the crunch channel. The boost on the clean doesn't sound very good, and these voice or whatever they call them, I can't see the front panel, push buttons on the crunch and lead don't sound very good to me, but they are there and they are working. Anyway, it's all working, and it's worked for over 12 hours now. I finished it last night and let it run the last 12 hours, and the bias is stable, and no weird noises have come and gone or anything. Just waiting for that new preamp tube, and then it'll be done. Normally, if an amp had a hum and buzz in the clean channel like this, I would think I need to fix that. But in the case of a JCM2000 or many Mesas, that's not a bug, it's a feature.